Yes, sir. Understood. Yes, sir. Can I come in? Can you hear me? You can't hear me? Now you can hear me. Now you can hear me.
They can hear you. I couldn't hear you.
Uh,
Somebody said gross.
here in Hawaii, everything is gigantic. This is a
Cicada.
cicada. This is a molt. It's not the real creature, or it's the molt of the creature. But that is, I mean, everything is big here. The coconuts are gigantic coconuts. No, like this one. This is a big coconut. See my big coconut?
Mhm.
It's a baby coconut. Alrighty, let me get in here because something big happened today, Tank.
Oh yeah?
Something big happened.
Wow.
Yeah,
What?
it's big.
You gonna tell me?
I called Walking Stick, and he said, "No, I can't say what he said. He curses too much." But he's like, "Get a pen." I said, "Yes, sir. Get a pen. I want you to write this down." I said, I'm listening. I'm listening." How we doing? Bad, huh? I'm so sorry, family. I'm a mess.
It's windy today.
Yeah, but I've been doing something that has caused me. Am I okay? I'm sorry. Um, Hi. Welcome to another one of your Frank26 UB2Bs. They just get better and better. We just find ourselves with more and more reason to praise God for what's going on. Now, most of you already know what's happening, and the rest of you are waiting for me to tell you what happened. But all of you will receive my opinion. Greetings, welcome. We are KTFalways.com. It stands for Keep the Faith Always in Our Heavenly Father. Before we do anything, we always go to God. We always go to Him first. Come with me. You better come with me now. You're going to need Him. You always need Him. But you don't, you see, I keep telling you certain things that you just don't grab onto. You deal with it. Um, let's pray. Dear Father, my Father, the Father of all that believe in your Son Jesus, by the Holy Spirit, I'm with you. I'm always with you because you're always with me. I can't avoid you. I don't want to. And I thank you for always being in my life. I want to also praise you, Father, and thank you for the information that has been bestowed upon us in our teams. And I want to thank you for our teams and the analysis and everything that was put together for this presentation. And I pray for those that are with us that they could absorb this information and take it back to you, that they would talk to you about it, not to me. I already talked to them about it. Why do they need to hear it again, Father? From me. Because it builds their confidence, I know. But I pray for them to understand what we're about to say. And the one thing I do want to say to you, Father, is that I apologize for my weakness. I apologize for my temper. I apologize for my rudeness. I sincerely apologize for when I get greedy and egotistical, and I apologize when I embarrass you. You see, Papa, your word taught me I'm not to add sin to sin. It's bad enough that I sin, huh? I don't want to add to it, and I need your help. I pray, Father, that I can be what you want me to be now. I pray that you lay the path for me. I pray for America. I pray for Israel. I pray for the peacemakers that are coming forth. And I truly, sincerely pray, Father, that you allow this blessing to come. And I thank you in advance. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I pray to a God that I believe in, that I trust in. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah to you, Father. Shabbat Shalom, family. How are you? Shalom, shalom. It's good to be with you. And in the presence of our Heavenly Father, we are ktfos.com and we study the Iraqi dinar. Why? Ask the three wise men. For those of you that have been with me for 20 years, you know very well what I'm talking about. You know very well that the only reason I teach about the Iraqi dinar is because of the four rivers, the Garden of Eden, the Tower of Babel, Hanging Gardens of Babylon, Baghdad, Iraq today. It's all the same place, and it's coming again a second time. So I felt the need, to teach to the Christian world and anybody else that would be interested that this wealth transfer is coming from God for His church. For His church. For His church. Are you His church? Alrighty, let's get to work. Oh, everything I say to you is just in my opinion. How you like my blue shirt?
Well, no, because on here it kind of looks blue.
It is blue.
It looks blue, but it's not blue. It's like a
How do you like my
turquoise.
No? How do you like my checkerboard shirt?
Polka dot.
Polka dot, huh? Is it polka dot or checkerboard?
Checkerboard is like checkerboard. Polka
Yeah,
dot
but is
is
this
like
polka dot or is this checkerboard? This is checkerboard because the polka dot is in my underwear. No, that wasn't the pair you laid out this morning for me. No, is this TMI?
polka dot.
My wife just gave me that look. You know that look, the one that.
Please proceed with your information.
Is that what they say?
No.
Oh.
Somebody will.
What do I call my wife? Tinkerbell. You ever see Tinkerbell give that look?
She does it a lot.
Yes, she does. Alrighty, family. So yeah, we're here to study the Iraqi dinar, and everything that I say to you is just strictly my opinion. And it turns out that for a long time, what's the title of your Yuba Tubi? It's not a secret. What? I can't tell you. It's a secret. What? Uh-oh. Are we okay?
Yep.
Anyways, so yeah. How many times have I said that to you, family? See if somebody gives you an answer, Tank. I'm serious. How many times have I said that to you? It's not a secret, the monetary reform, the monetary plan. Everybody knows what's going on. And it's been going that way for about a year and a half now. The international world was the first to get wind of it. And then all the articles that were coming out were talking about things that made no sense at 1310.
They said 8,543 times.
44 times. Yeah, you missed one. Look at here. Let me show you something that happened today. And then we'll see if, I want to share with you Neil's report is off the hook.
This one's better. 1310 times.
1,310 times. That's a good one. But Eddie's report, Neil's report, Mr. Sammy's report is off the hook. You see, they're talking to them about the monetary reform, the plan, the documents, the papers. For crying out loud, it's not a secret. We're about to change the value of our currency. Yeah. No caca, Sherlock. Yeah, we know that, okay? And then there's iTeens report, and then there's Walking Sticks report. There's a lot of going on, family. Let me take you to this article that came out today. Let's just read it very quickly, okay? Well, it's not like you can read it quickly. Claire has already put it in final article thread. It's sitting there waiting for you, family, and it's already been highlighted. It already has a title, the blue title to it. And the very first article that let me see this. No, I'm not interested in 35 million. ALOHA. Check this out. ALOHA, the governor of the CBI, okay? ALOHA details Iraq's banking reform plan. For the love of cheesecake. I love me a good cheesecake.
More than cookies?
What?
More than cookies?
Don't scare me like that.
You said it.
Well, I like cheesecake, but no.
You said you love cheesecake.
Yeah,
You love cookies.
but cookies, it's beyond love.
Okay. Proceed with your information.
Okay, so it turns out that ALOHA comes out, the governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, the quarterback of the monetary reform, and he says, "Hey, citizens, we have details for you about the Iraqi banking reform plan." Now, didn't Walking Stick and I make it very clear to you sometime around the fall of last year, family, they're going to lay out all the steps, step by step by step by step. But before that, they're going to show them old currencies from other countries, old coins. They're going to use all kinds of examples. So we're all done with that, aren't we? We're at this phase. This is serious, Kaka. ALOHA is telling the citizens of Iraq about the banking reform plan. What do you think that banking reform plan is about? What do you think its end results are? What do you think its purpose is? What do you think its goal is? 1310? I-Team, the lieutenant colonel, said to me, "Look at this article." I did, sir. "Show me 1310. "I can't, sir." "Well, then shut up." "Yes, sir." And I had to keep listening. So ALOHA details the Iraqi banking reform plan. The central governor, ALOHA, clarifies. I don't want no mistakes. The details of the banking reform plan. Cheesecake. On Monday, yesterday, regarding the foreign partners. And the plan's objectives. We know what it is: to bring purchasing power to the currency of Iraq and to go through international standards so that the freaking world accepts it. What else you say, Alok? He emphasized that the foreign partner is not a condition of the reform plan. Say it again. Alok said to the citizens of Iraq that the foreign partner is not a condition of the reform plans. Did he by any chance say the foreign partners? Did he say that? No, Frank. He said, "Oh, we we don't need no stinking foreign partner. we don't need no. We don't need the foreign partner. Is not a condition of the reform plan." You don't need the American dollar? Not for the reform plan, Frank. We accept the dollar, don't get me wrong, but not for the citizens, okay? We accept it in our government. I'll talk to you about that later. I know what it means. All right. But the right here, the foreign partner, we don't need it. What is it? What do you think the foreign partner is, Frank? What? Your dollar? We don't need the dollar. We don't need no stinking dollar. We don't need no foreign partner. It is not a condition of the reform plan. Hold up. Oh my dear God. It's not? No, you know it's not. I know, and we have been experimenting with this thought that a dollar is an insult. And recently we heard from one of our trusted sources, maybe 116 and above, but no, not a dollar. So, Allah, let me get this right. Are you telling the international world because that the American dollar is not needed in your country anymore? Not for the monetary reform plan, Frank. Then you're not going to go 1-to-1, are you? No, probably not. We don't need the stinking foreign partner. We don't need the dollar. This is an RI, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to reinstate Frank. But like you told everybody, it'll be in those three stages. We did the RV, we're going to do the RI, and then it's going to be the RV again in the float. But we don't need the American dollar to take us into the international community on a float of 1-to-1. We can float by ourselves. They need us. And we need to play fair with the American dollar. Well, it's interesting that you say that. Why do you say that, Frank? Well, Alak, let me ask you something. Did you ever see Laura Ingraham? Yeah, that's that nice lady on Fox TV in America. When President Trump was first made president, Laura interviewed him. And Laura said, "Sir, so, this thing about Iraq, do you think that, I mean, are we ever going to see peace in the Middle East?" And Trump, are you listening, Alok? Trump said, "I think they want their money because we have, I think it's 43 billion American dollars worth of dinars in our debtors. And I'll gladly give it back to them. I'll gladly give it back to them. Just play fair with their currency, with their exchange rate." Oh, another thing, Laura Ingraham. If they do this, I'll pull out my troops. We'll pull out from Baghdad. So far, so good. Any confusion? A Allah then said that the foreign partner is not a condition of the reform plan, while noting that the banking reform is based on international laws and standards. Yes, in order for you to float. Allah said the banking reform plan is not a surprise. I wish I would have said that. I did a billion times. It's not a surprise anymore, family. When I give you words, they're for a reason. He just repeated the words that I've been telling you for a billion years now. The monetary reform is not a surprise. These are not coincidences. Okay? This is what I'm supposed to do for you. Okay? Allah said the banking reform plan is not a surprise, but rather a well thought out plan. I know. That took more than a year. Yeah, it's about a year and a half now to develop in coordination with the banks and international bodies. I know IMF, World Bank, BIS, you name it, they all did it. It was agreed upon with all of these agencies. It was agreed upon the need to review the Iraqi banking sector because it sucked. After years of practical experience, we learned a lot. Allah said he pointed out that after the emergence of many problems, you're talking about Iran, aren't you? Okay. After the emergence of many problems, an agreement was finally reached between all parties to adopt a plan that places our banks within international standards and practices. Dear God, international standards and practices. Well, then the road for the float is paved. Did you you plan you reach adopted plan international standards and so you reach the international standards. You've accomplished all that and all the practices of the international world, and within the framework of the central bank law and the Iraqi banking law also. Dude, you're set to raise the value of the currency. Therefore, the standards are not innovative, but rather stem from the central bank's law and international practices and standards. He explained that the goal of these standards is to ensure that the status of the banks is stable and secure. You want security and stability too? I wish I would have said that. So this is part of the monetary reform? Sacre bleu! Um, that's what you get, Frank, for goofing around. The goal of these standards is to ensure that the status of banks is stable and secure, that they have the ability to deal externally, and that they are accepted internally and externally. Ladies and gentlemen, internally is purchasing power, externally is the freaking float. I know you've been waiting for me all day for me to tell you these things. I'm telling you the gospel truth. Sure. Thank you. Now, regarding enhancing confidence in the banks, oh, for the love of God, how many times, and don't say 1,310 times, how many times did I tell you we've got to get the confidence restored back in the heart of the citizens of Iraq? We worked so hard to get Eddie and his teams, his family, so many of these people that watch and we're following and depending on what we said regarding enhancing confidence in the bank. Allah explained, we did it. I know you did. It is often mentioned that the plan, the monetary plan, included the inclusion of a foreign partner. Yeah, we talked about it a lot. While the plan, in all its details, did not include this. We never wanted one to one. We are talking about diversifying ownership by financial institutions and individuals. These Iraqi institutions are more deserving of practitioners. You're going to find out also that they're going to get involved with stocks, the citizens of Iraq, through the banks. He continued, he said, the plan also included the establishment of a fund for Iraqis that would allow a number of local shareholders, there it is, and even citizens. Oh, I didn't even know that. I mean, I was told about it. To enter into partnership with banks. Oh, okay, you see, yeah. So Eddie, you want a piece of Iraqi banks? Oh, that would be good, Eddie. Look at Monopoly. Look at the file of Monopoly I gave you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Look at the file about playing Iraqi Monopoly. What's the first thing I told you to buy? Family. You played it with me. What's the first thing I told you to buy on that board, on the Monopoly, Iraqi Monopoly board? Huh? What was the second thing I told you? Construction companies. The first thing I told you to buy was banks. The banks of Iraq are now allowing the Iraqi citizens to have a partnership in owning the banks. Does that make you feel more confident about your banks, Eddie? Yo, I own part of it as a stockholder. This is fantastic, Eddie. Remember when they opened those bank accounts for you? Yeah, Mr. Frank, you were stubborn. Yeah, Mr. Frank, but you went in, didn't you? Yeah. And the moment you went in, you found out about the monetary reform plan, didn't you? Yeah, thank you. And you opened your account, didn't you? Yeah. And you were happy with me, weren't you? Yeah. We told you thank you. Yeah. But I couldn't tell the family what they told you. But you knew. You've known for a while. So I'm glad that you went into the bank. I'm glad you got your account open. That's how you're gonna get your money, your salary, your HCL, everything. Allah emphasized to the Iraqi citizens that bringing in a foreign partner is not prohibited. We still use the dollar in our government, but but the but the citizens don't. Allah says bringing in a foreign partner is not prohibited, but it's not a requirement. It's more of a rumor, he says. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, we had to talk about something on the internet. Shoot, he says. Allah says we published all the criteria in details. I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, not everybody was able to see all those details until today. This article, family, oh my, and this is not mentioned in them. We didn't. That was never part of the criteria for the monetary reform plan to use the American dollar. Shoot, no, of course not. Allah said, the central bank governor Allah said, after a thorough study of the plan, the monetary reform plan, and in agreement with international bodies, because we want to go outside and float, and with correspondent banks, because obviously we want to be able to do trade business. We want to move our currency. I'm sorry, honey. We believe that banks that can adhere, now pay close attention. We believe, something, family, everything that I'm reading to you right now, you should be making notes. Because that's what I'll do. When I'm done reading this article, I will give you my team's notes so that you can reference it to this article. Okay? Hey, listen, this is really, really seriously important. And I'm concerned to a degree what other teachers do. I know you go. I know you go to other sites. So what? I would too if I had the time. But when you go and you know that they're saying something wrong, because our reputation, I mean, come on, every time we tell you something, it works, doesn't it? So if you know that they're saying something wrong, stop them, correct them, help them, don't criticize them. Because this article is telling the whole world about the monetary reform plan of Iraq. And they got until the 31st. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Maybe. So Allah says we believe that the banks that can adhere to this standard, in other words, the ones that the ones that are in favor of the monetary reform, not the ones that are in favor of Iran ugliness. We believe that banks that can adhere to these standards will have their dollar transactions lifted, and it will establish normal relationships with foreign correspondent banks. Therefore, the matter is optional. The banks that do not wish to participate in this plan, the monetary reform plan, we have another option, but they must present alternatives that enable them to be accepted locally and internationally. In other words, okay, so you don't want to follow the international standards and whatnot. So what are you going to do? No, you can't do that. What are you going to do? Oh, okay. All right, we'll accept that. He pointed out that one of the outcomes of the plan, of the monetary plan, we are working on is to address the situation of deprived banks. If banks are able to adhere to this and agree to this upon local and international standards, restrictions related to dealing in dollars, well, it will be lifted from them. He emphasized what would be lifted from them. Any sanctions, any burdens, any restrictions, anything that says to them, you can't be a part of the monetary reform plan. He emphasized that the monetary reform plan, is designed to benefit banks. Duh. The plan is designed to benefit banks, and those who believe they are unable to implement it should offer themselves better solutions and addresses the problems of whatever. So yeah, and then there's another one that. So that one is telling you about the monetary reform plan. Then this one is the next one. Foreign partners are not a requirement of the central bank. So both of these are in the final article thread. They have been highlighted. They have been torn apart for your edification, for your education, for your knowledge. And what I'm going to do now. mm, Um, let's go read Eddie's report. So here we are. And this is the last. Yeah. Oh, oops. Sorry. This is the last communication I just had from him right now. I haven't even seen it. Son of a gun. Why is it shadowed? Look at that. Oh, it's gone. All right. I mean, ghosted. Why is it ghosted? We think the rate will show. It's oh hell. Well, that's a good ending, Eddie. So let's see what we got. Still today. Today. My hand's getting tired. Now I don't think I'm going to give you all of this, but today, okay, today, 7:55 in the morning. Today, 5 in the morning. Today. Okay, let's start here. So here we go, family. Television stands the committee formed to investigate the non-oil and oil revenues have completed their study, and they will meet with the Council of Ministers, Mr. Frank, to review actions and results before releasing salaries to the Kurds. We believe that this is also connected to the HCL. Frank, Eddie, and Sammy say that's kind of interesting that they are having a meeting with the committee about not all in the old revenues to pay those salaries. They did not have any type of meeting when they paid the salaries last month. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah, I guess. Next report I share with you at 5 in the morning. Television is saying the withdrawal of the United States of America led coalition forces is a sign of Iraq's sovereignty. It's a sign of Iraq's sovereignty? What did I say to you, family? That that Trump said to Laura Ingraham. It was 2020 when he was first elected president. I think they want their money back. Yeah. We've got like $43 billion worth of dinars in the Federal Reserves, and I'll gladly give them back their threes. Well, he didn't say threes. I'll gladly give them back the money. I'll gladly give them back the. In fact, and I'll even pull out. U.S. led coalition forces is a sign of Iraq's sovereignty. Seeing them move from Baghdad to Erbil and the strength for us here as in Baghdad. And it would not have been done without the job that Sudani has done for our country. Okay, Frank, we now have all of these people, or whatever. They are unlikely. This is good, Mrs. Frank, because they just made the public announcement that it is unlikely that these people, who I'm not going to get into, they will not vote on the PMF. This is funny because before the United States of America, Rubio spoke with Sudani and had this rewritten and changed. They were all in on voting. Now they won't show up to vote before they know the part loyal to Iran is out of this law now, laughing out loud. This is from the parliament spokesman himself. No kidding. So that's how Sudani did it? Because I know Trump told him, I said, Sudani, you pass that law, I'm gonna punch you in the nose. No, 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 no. I promise you, we will not pass the PMF law. I promise you. So then you're telling me, Eddie, it wasn't even sent to Parliament to vote on. Okay. So he rewrote it because he rewrote it and he kept it out. So there's no brilliant, Sudani. Frank Television is saying that Baghdad is allowing the oil firms in Kurdistan to open foreign accounts now. Oh my, this is getting serious every day, sir. I say to them, Eddie, I want you to get this to Mr. Sammy. I want you to get his opinion about this article because there it is. This is now no longer hiding it. They even say it's no longer a secret. That's file number 1272. I sent you la 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 la. So the keywords are now being released. We know very well they're going to release more information. So get this to Mr. Sammy. I need him to give me his opinion because I think it is because I think what I, because I think it's saying something, and I need his opinion, and I would like his help. I'm sorry I broke that all up. So I sent him the article that we just read, you and I family, and he does respond to it. It takes a few hours, but he did respond. But before that, there is more conversation. The next report at 9 o'clock this morning. Eddie says they kept talking about mechanisms to fund the projects, and now they're talking to the World Bank a lot today on the news. It seems to me, Mr. Frank, the World Bank is telling us about the mechanism of which is the new exchange rate for our budget. TV saying, what does the cabinet have in store for us? Hints at surprise for salaries and oil coming. Really, Eddie? TV saying, what what does the cabinet have in store for? Yeah, because Parliament ain't got nothing for you. Parliament ain't got nothing for you, but the calm does. They're the ones that have the laws. Well, the right laws. Parliament should have them, but they don't. TV is saying, what does the cabinet have? Okay, let's get rid of does. TV saying what the cabinet has in store for us hints at a surprise for salaries and oil that is coming. Well, there's no hint. It's not a surprise, Eddie. It's a new exchange rate. Hints, Mr. Frank, hint at surprises coming for salaries and oil. I wonder what you, you booger butt. You wonder what it is. I didn't see that second part. Well, yeah, it's the new exchange rate. To which I say, it's a sign of the new exchange rate, a hint of the HCL. It's a hint of the salaries. And by the way, please get this article to Mr. Sammy as quick as you can. I want his reaction because that article is explosive about the monetary reform. They're actually using these words for the very first time. I sent to Sammy, and Sammy, we're still waiting. I said, thank you. Hey, his very Sammy responded. Sammy says that basically it is a monetary reform education. I know that's why it's so cool. It's monetary reform education, and nowhere in that did he. You too, you too, and nowhere did he mention 1310, but Esther. Oh, instead explain Esther, but instead explained about the banks. I know, and how. And you're at the Rafadin Bank, Eddie, Sammy. He explained the banks and how the ones that were in trouble still can process if they clean up their act, and it also has a lot talking about these banking reforms and international standards. This is the last chance. Really, really, really for the banking reforms. So it's time to get it done and get it right. A lot, a lot of deep financial education is spilling out in that statement. To which I said, bravo. Bravo, Mr. Sammy, dude. He righteous, dude. Righteous, dude. Yeah, yeah. It's all irate, man. It's irate. Bravo, Mr. Sammy. That's exactly what I wanted to hear from you. You see, when I was reading the article and it said that they didn't need no stinking foreign partners, I realized that I had read it wrong. It said partner, which that means the Iraqi, the dollar. They're talking about the dollar. This is the monetary reform education that we have been talking about for such a long time, and it's being done boldly without any remorse. The monetary reform education is getting louder and louder every day, and it's getting clearer and clearer with the precise words that they are using today. It is now officially the monetary reform of Iraq that is about to happen. And if we don't see something by the 31st of this month, President Trump is not going to be pleased. By the way, Mr. Sammy, I will be releasing a video today. It's from Fox News where Laura Ingraham was interviewing Trump, and he said, we have 35 billion dollars worth of dinars in our reserves, and they can have them all back when they pay us. Wow. When they pay us. And it looks like the new exchange rate is about to do that because Trump is putting so much pressure on your new exchange rate to pay us and play fair. Yeah, it is amazing. Sammy says, you know, that financial committee that met today with all the private banks and discussed the importance of the private banks, It's all related to this monetary reform. I said it's the importance of the private banks to take part in the exchange process of the 30 notes into the lower notes into the digital accounts, in my opinion. TV is showing first group of USA soldiers leaving Iraq headed to Syria. Sammy says those 10 banks that are in fault, all they have to do, they must adhere. They must adhere to the new international standards by the 31st, or they will be liquidated. 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 Yeah, they will be liquidated. They will be disintegrated. They will be liquidated. That would be bad for those banks. That would be bad. It would be liquid by 31st. They will be liquidated. That would be bad for those banks. Basically, all they are doing right now is getting us a foundation for global identity. Yeah, for the float, brother, for the float, and that's the RV, because the RI is going to get rid of the dollar, and it's going to start at a respectable rate and reach the real effective exchange rate. All this from K2 and Oliver Wyman audits is getting us ready for the deletion of the zeros, in my personal opinion, says Mr. Sammy. I agree with you, Sam. Oh, they can see this? Thanks, sweetie. Sammy is saying, just think, our finance minister said that the tables would be in in part in Parliament. Sammy saying, just think, our finance minister said the the tables would be in Parliament this month, and remember, and also K2 and Oliver Wyman, they have deadlines for August 31st for those 10 banks. So it isn't that so it for those banks. So isn't that all interesting timelines? Yeah, yeah. I agree with everything you said. You just said, Mr. Sammy. By the way, if you noticed the article I just sent you, they said very clearly, it's no longer a secret. How many times have I said that on my phone, on my UB2B program? It's no longer a secret. And today they admitted it, and they say the words that we have been repeating forever. This is getting exciting. Sorry, I got cramped there. Hold on. This is getting exciting. It is, Mr. Frank, because they're not pulling back any punches. It is, Mr. Frank, because they're not pulling back. Oh, I'm about to lose power. Television says tomorrow Kurdistan delegation coming to Baghdad to meet with finance minister and Sudani and Alak and the committee formed. And the COM is also going to show the results from the committee and expect an agreement to be finalized, and also an agreement on July to December non-oil revenues. They're coming because, in my opinion, they've all agreed on that new exchange rate. If not, they wouldn't have come like they haven't come in the last 20 years. Frank Sammy said on TV they're talking about that they started the. Mm, let's pick up here. Sammy says all these banking reforms are a bold move, and only reason or explanation is a date has to be coming. Why upgrade all the banking with 1310? Good point, Mr. Sammy. Sammy said, the reason the budget tables have not made it to Parliament is because it's the law, and a law cannot be approved without the contents of the law and the new amendment numbers for a new rate. It's in it. So it won't make it go to Parliament until after the date pops. Then it's a real law. because the rate is revealed. And we think the Kurds, after this big new meeting and forming their new government in Kurdistan, will be like Kurdistan will be just a province. And the prime minister there, Barzani, will be like a governor of the region. And another thing, not one of us, all our previous budgets has ever been amended except for this one. Woohoo! For this one. They are hiding. No, it's not a secret. They are hiding from us. This in itself reveals a lot. It reveals that there's an exchange rate that is waiting to come out for you, Eddie, Mr. Sammy. You are in a position at Rafadim Bank to have firsthand understanding of the monetary reform plan. And now the CBI, Allah comes out and he just spews it. He breaks it down. They had prepared the citizens with every step that was necessary. The RV is done. We are in the RI right now. And they just admitted to the international world, the RV that we're about to enter the float does not need any American dollar attached to it. We will not be pegged. We will not be paired. We stand on our own 2 feet. Does that sound familiar? Mr. Frank, we think that the rate will show. Okay. Now, I'm going to read this and then I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to stop. And then maybe, yeah, we'll look at my team's reports. Because this is just an opinion. But why would I share this opinion with you when I gave you a time frame? And what was that time frame? The 4th to the 31st. Mr. Frank, we think that the rate will show in September because the elections will be in October. And Sudani can give us a new date right before the elections of when we have a new exchange rate. We also believe, and you see, that's where we stop. Now what I'm going to do, family, is I want to share with you my teams. We had long conversations. We had a lot of long conversations. By the way, I want to compliment Els, ELLS. I think this is the second or third time I do that. I'm very impressed. I'm very grateful for your cliff notes, for your analysis, for your summaries of my YouTubes. You do a very good job, sir. I was going to try to read yours today, but it's long, and I've already been with you guys way too long. And by the way, family, if you want to look this up, this video that I told you about, oh, 4 1 4 4 4 1 4 1 4 1. Got it. All right, so let me tell you, the following article is pretty much the same. No, Trump. Frank, here's something else. Let me see. Hit. Let's see if this works, family. Go to YouTube. Oh.
Can you guess if
No, I don't want to guess. Shut up. Be quiet. Go away. How do you skip? Oh my.
Thanks for being with us tonight. Thank you, Larry. Today, Mike Pompeo
Let's see
gave
if we
a
can
very
find it.
forceful press conference on the
Wait a
fallout
minute.
from the
Wait a
Iranian.
minute. Stop. Go back. Don't show the numbers. 1229. Here it is. 1229. So how do I do this? Go back. Go like this. Go to 12. 29, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. This is 13, so 12, 29.
If we leave, and they got hit real fast by a lot of different people, not me, I think with it,
Golly.
When I heard that, I started that, and they got hit real fast by a lot of
Just
different
be
people, not
patient.
me.
And let's listen.
I think it's just low risk. He's not going anywhere. He was
About
a
20
lousy
more
mayor
seconds.
of a place that is not doing well, and Indiana's doing unbelievably well. Indiana, the state had the best year they've ever had. Thank you very much. But that city was.
Now, this is just a part of it, okay? This is the tail end. So you want to look this up.
She's another beauty. I mean, take a look at her past. Check out her past, please.
Claire, let's put this link.
Mike Pompeo about potential plans, drawing up plans for U.S. troop withdrawal from Iraq, period. You ran on pulling out of the Middle East. Why not use this opportunity to say, we're done?
I'm okay with it. By the way,
you're okay with removing our troops from Iraq?
That's what they say publicly. They don't say that privately. Because if we leave, that means they're not going to be able to.
Why not leave?
I'm not so bad with it. You know, when I heard that, I said, I have it down to 5,000 troops. We had many, many troops there in Iraq. And we're there only in a training. We train them. But if they'd want us to leave, but they speak different publicly than they do privately.
But aren't we sending more troops to the region as we speak?
We're sending more to Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia is paying us for it. We're doing something that nobody's ever done. I said to Saudi Arabia, we have a very good relationship with Saudi Arabia. I said, listen, you're a very rich country. You want more troops? I'm going to send them to you, but you've got to pay us. They're paying us. They've already deposited $1 billion in the bank. We are going to help them. New York, I wish we had it in Washington country. They build all your television.
Anyways, I'm afraid you're going to have to find this on your own.
Going to actually step up. I know they committed to doing more in the Middle East.
Yeah, there's no sense in me trying to find it. But you see him talking about it. So find this clip. It is called Trump Reveals New Details on Imminent Threat from Soleimani. This is before, they blew him up. But he was talking with Laura, and he said, we've got 43 billion American dollars of Iraqi dinars in our reserves. And I will gladly give them back to them. And then he explains how. And that he would pull out the troops. We just left a few days ago. Alrighty. So you all check that out. And Claire, if we can put this in the form, that would be great. If it's at all possible. You know what? This is really hurting me. Is there any way I can put this in front of me?
But you're going to have to flip the camera around.
It's all right. I'm almost done anyways. Let me give them what I can here. You know what? I forgot the phone number again. Oh, here it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to talk to you about is what my teams and I, some of the notes that I have. We got a bunch of notes, so here we go. Allah came out and he told the world, not just the Iraqi citizens, about the banking reform of Iraq's currency, about the banking plan of Iraq's banks. And in that process, he explained to them, to the world, that we don't need the American dollar. We don't need any foreign partner. They're talking about the American dollar. They don't want to start out one-to-one, in my opinion. One-to-one just simply may not be real. Because there's no need to start at one-to-one. We don't need the American dollar for that purpose. We need it internally in our government to run our government. We use the American dollar. My team said it's extremely important that you understand that this is not a secret, the monetary reform. It is happening and it is about to come forth. We don't know the date, we don't know the rate, but we do know now that they don't want nothing to do with one to one. The banking reform is not a surprise. This banking reform of the dinar right now is in very plain English. This article was written and directed towards the Iraqi citizens, the people of Iraq, not to you as an investor. It was directed to the international world, and they are listening. The, the CBI said to the world that Iraq is now under international standards. It is done. This is after the fact. These things have all been done for the monetary reform process. Mission accomplished. They are ready to lift the value of their currency. They also, in this article, are rejuvenating the confidence in the banks of Iraq and to the Iraqi citizens about their Iraqi banks. They used many examples. I gave you three of them. One of them was come in. We got accounts for you. And when they came in, they told them things. Another example is we want your 30 notes. No, come in, open your account. We'll tell you why we want your 30 notes. Oh, the all of this along with the ability now for Iraqi citizens to buy stocks for their banks and be partners of their banks restores confidence, supreme security, and stability and confidence have now been restored in Iraqi banks with the citizens and with the international community that is now about to receive it in a float. They're talking about dealing with internationality, with locals and internationals. In my opinion, when they said that they were dealing with internationals locally, that is the purchasing power of the Iraqi dinar. And internationally, those are the contracts that have been signed. And it is an inclusion of a foreign partner, the American dollar, just like President Trump is asking, play fair with the American dollar. The biggest thing that this article the biggest the biggest thing in this article, Frank, is where they say, quote, it is often mentioned of a foreign partner, unquote. Nope, no. They now stand on their own 2 feet. Those were the key words that we gave you. They will use them soon. They don't need any foreign partner, American. They will now stand on their own 2 feet with their own exchange rate. Not at one to one, but through a float that will reach the real effective exchange rate. A foreign partner is no longer needed. A foreign partner is no longer needed in the monetary reform process of Iraq. P.S. Thank you, President Trump. Sincerely, thank you. We know what you're doing. There's no need for the American dollar. Therefore, there's no need to go one to one. There's no need for write this down. It is not needed, the American dollar, in order to go one to one. It is not needed, the American dollar, in order to go international. This is an RI, KTFA family. The foreign partner, the American dollar, is not prohibited, but it's not necessary in the monetary reform plan any longer. They are now able to adhere to international standards that they have passed, accepted, and now the whole international world knows about it. And all and more than and more importantly, all of Iraq's transactions regarding the American dollar are now being lifted. That's big. If all of their transactions are being lifted, then therefore they have met all international standards and they have all rights to lift the value of their currency. International float, here we come on our own 2 feet. Walking Stick wants me to reiterate to you, family, this article, it's gold. This article is gold. The bank reform plan is no longer a secret, and this article has made it very clear. In fact, the article said it's not a secret, but it also said there are no surprises. The article said that there are no surprises. I mean, if it was, it would fail. It would fail. Yeah, as I say goodbye to you now, family, this article was written for Iraqis. It was not written for you as an investor. This article reaches out to the world, and there's a lot to read in this article. You have to reread it over and over and over again to allow it to soak in and make good sense for you, family. This is a very significant day in our study. And like I told you earlier, I pray to God that we don't have other teachers of the Iraqi dinar make a mockery of this. And if they do, I would tell you to take on some responsibility and correct them. Tell them you shouldn't say things like that. If they give you a date or a rate, the best thing to do is run away. It amazes me that people go to these places that constantly on a daily basis give dates and rates. I don't understand you. Then you call me, is it true what he said? Really? I hope this gentleman is still awake on the East Coast, because I want him to tell you something.
Hello.
Hey, Calvin, I'm so glad you answered, my brother. We are live right now. Just take a few seconds, if you would, please. Tell the family where you work and what information you want to share with us, okay?
Okay. So I do work for Department of Motor Vehicles, and I wanted to, when Frank was talking about that you will need to get the real ID, I wanted to clarify with everyone about the real ID when you come into Department of Motor Vehicle. Many people come in and they do not have the proper documents to get the real ID. Now, if you are a male, if you are a man, when you come in, you will need your birth certificate and you will need 2 proofs of address. You can bring 2 pieces of mail that have the same address and your birth certificate. Now, this is important. A lot of time people come into Department of Motor Vehicles and they're coming in there with a birth certificate from the hospital that have their 2 baby footprints on the birth certificate. That is not acceptable. That is not acceptable, and DMV is not going to accept that because that is not a certified birth certificate. Anyone can get a certified birth certificate by going to your local courthouse to the Register of Deeds, and you can get a certified
birth certificate. Now, if you are female, it's totally different. If you are female and you've been married, then you would have to have your birth certificate and you would have to have your marriage certificate if you change your name. If you didn't change your name and you kept your maiden name and you're married, you would just need your birth certificate and the 2 proofs of address. But if your name is changed, you have to get it changed on your Social Security card first, and then 24 hours later, you can come in to change your name on your, with your marriage certificate. If you've been divorced and you got remarried, you're going to also need to have your divorce decree from the court. Why? Because real ID is about name traceability. They're going to be tracing to see why did you change your name from your the name that is on your birth certificate. So if you've been married twice, then you would have to have those 2 divorce decrees from the courthouse, plus you would need your marriage certificate. So that's to get the real ID. That's how you get it. But you want to make sure that you come in with the proper documents. And I want to say this, Department of Motor Vehicles, North Carolina, we do not accept copies. It cannot be a copy. It has to be the original document. So that's pretty much, Frank, wraps it up about the real ID. Birth certificate, if you're male, 2 proofs of address. If you're married, marriage certificate, birth certificate, 2 proofs of address, and you can get the real ID. It's just that simple. But again, you cannot come in with the birth certificate from the hospital. That is not a certified document, nor a lot of times people get a marriage certificate from the preacher, from the church that they got married at. That is not a certified marriage document. You got to go to the courthouse, to the register of deeds, to get a birth certificate or to get a marriage certificate in order to get the real ID.
Okay.
Now, if you
No, go ahead, finish.
If you have a passport, most people don't realize a passport is it is the real ID, a passport. But most people don't like to always carry around the passport if they're not going out of the country. So that's why they want to get the real ID on their driver's license. Okay, so the real ID does not cost you anything. What you're paying for is to get a renewal, to get your license renewed with the real ID, to get a duplicate if you lost it, to get a duplicate driver's license, you're paying for that, or to get a ID. You can just get an ID with the star on the ID. Most people have to get that. If their driver's license has been suspended, they can just get a ID, but you cannot have 2 or 3 different forms of identification. If you're coming in from another state, it's going to driver's license you have in another state in order so that you can get it in this particular state.
Thank you, Calvin. Thank you so much for helping because you work at the DMV. You got the horse's mouth, so I appreciate it. And we just want to know what the procedures are, and you've just explained it to us. And now we will be well equipped with the right identification when we come time to exchange. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
God bless. Have a good one. Bye bye now.
All right.
Yeah, so there you go, family. What you think about your UB2B today? Did you like it?
They're asking what is the real ID and why do we need it?
What is the what?
What is it and why do we need it?
We already talked about it. It's in our YouTubes. Feel free to study it. By the way, family, what just went over our heads here? Can you see it? Trees.
in the trees.
That's a spy plane.
Wow.
Did you see that? Here, let me do that again. Were they able to see it?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I can't believe we were blessed to see that.
Yeah, I can't believe I can't believe we saw that either. But that's pretty cool. I want to leave you with some aloha. We studied the Iraqi dinar, but we're done. Kodiak, Ellis, the both of you, wonderful postings. I really appreciate what you posted and what you said. There's something else that I wanted to show.
Yesterday when we finished, we did a video.
What happened to it?
It's on your phone.
It's not here.
Yeah.
No. It's got to be here, ain't it?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see together.
I can't see your phone.
Oh, right there.
Mhm.
I'll be darned. Okay. Well, guess what, family? We do have an aloha for you. So if you studied the Iraqi dinar with me, wasn't that fun? They told them. They told now. Don't you dare tell me. Well, what's the date? What's the date for it? What's the date for it? Because I'm not. Nobody knows. You kind of know a little bit more about the rate now, don't you? Because they confessed it. Well, no stinking dollar. And we suggested that in our study, didn't we? Remember recently? Yeah, we said it's an insult. That's the word, the key word that I use for you. Insult. But yesterday, my wife and I, we did our UB Tubi with you, remember? And we finished. We were pow, we were done. But pow in Hawaii means done. But we forgot to give you aloha yesterday, ain't it? No, we did. We did. We did the trees. And when we were done with the trees, we were going to come back and we were going to show you what we were going to eat. So that's your aloha for today, okay? So this is the shirt I was wearing yesterday. What you think, babe? Can they see that?
Nope, keep it the way it was.
Oh, you're right. So let's bring it in, and now let me hit play. Play.
Too close.
Hi, family. We finished our UB Tuesday, and I forgot to show you what we had in our bag. My wife and I are sitting here at this picnic table underneath this banyan tree that we showed you. Let's see, when I showed you this video, it'll be yesterday that we did this. But I wanted to show you, we have a little typical meal here. This is one of my favorites. I like getting this at the ABC warehouse.
No, ABC store.
Why did I say warehouse?
I don't know. They don't exist anymore.
No, they don't. But here, I'll show you. This is soman. Those are soman noodles. Can you see that okay? Good. And in here, you're going to see ahi. That's tuna. And if you look on top of it, it has furikake. Point at the furikake, babe, so they know what that is. That's furikake that's on top of the tuna. It's also with seaweed in the furikake. And you have a bed of onions, green onions. I don't like green onions. I don't like white onions. I don't like any onions. I get in a fight with them. So I'll just throw those out.
Oh.
And you got another bed of carrots. And what else is in there, Tim?
Lettuce.
Yes, of course, the lettuce. So this, the soman noodles, and this right here, the sauce, that's a soya sesame seed sauce. Don't get no better than that. So that's my meal. I'll have that here. My wife has hers. And then afterwards, for dessert, we'll have a few of these. These are macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts. If you come with us on our Hawaii adventure trip next year, next summer, this is the kind of food that you'll eat every day. And then that macadamia nut is good fiber, but for a little sugar, we have these dried mango peels. Really good, aren't they, Tangy?
They are very good.
Very good. So this is our little picnic here, and I have a bag, an extra bag with me, because in this bag are my little goodies. I got a little salt, little pepper, little soy sauce. Oh, wasabi. If you don't know what wasabi is, it's Chinese horseradish. It's hot.
Japanese.
I'm so sorry, I said Chinese. Japanese. You know that we're from Ohio, right? So every time I see somebody from Japan, they ask me, "Where you from?" I said, "I am from Ohio, gozaimasu." And they laugh their heads off because that's how you say, "Thank you very much," Japanese. And then today happens to be Sunday, so I bring out my Sunday newspaper, the Star Advertiser, and ooh, look at that, man, shave ice. Oh man, good stuff. And the front line is talking about maneuvering renegotiations. Oh, okay, nothing exciting. But I subscribe to the newspaper back home so I can read it. Anyways, y'all take care. That's my aloha for today. I just wanted to show you a little typical picnic that my wife and I had. Aloha. Bye bye. Goodbye. Hello. Well, family, I hope you had a wonderful time. I know I sure did. It was very tedious, a lot of work to get this all together, and I pray to God that you've enjoyed it. You can see where we're at, and like I told you, take responsibility. If you see other people that are exaggerating this, correct them, put them in their place. You can't afford to be playing games and saying that it's happened and this is the rate and this much and this and that and whatever. That's just plain. It's just irresponsible. I love you. Y'all have a good day, okay? Take care of each other. I'll see you tomorrow. Sweet aloha. It's our long one tomorrow. It's the last long one because the next week is our last week here. And I don't plan to do a long Tuesday. There'll be no singing on next Tuesdays. Unfortunately, there will be tomorrow. Sweet aloha. Take care. Bye bye. Hey, by the way, it's not a secret, is it? It's not a secret. I